Trebjem na fe or the seminar sabro midfielder sabre ya sabe bio na yedin komo se de meka ne emra sem ewumpa medical catcher say ebo no dua Dr. Mahmoud Bambia ebeba kumase kejitia blue light ho no aba heard the phone. Now before then e be some of the krata no e dia ba krata lawyer Attachia ye ugina mu ema kwabana edubuahe ye ona no that National Signals Bureau ano ye no Attorney General share centrofo na ensem oka e de efa no quickly my main kind fan say doso but menya bre na maka ensem reply na ensem wa Ura Attachia lawyer Zo and Attachia associates omodi atudwa kire se nipa no Attorney General so obu an for kra da obra asem no kra no afi na ye hwimu na ye de akokota ye ne wanwa se obi onimra no ye sa ni lawyer fonso be di ho nkomo na omo nchire mu omo no omo de aman ye be nsem so a the broadcaster no ka no ene adopay Zo and Achia and Co 24th March 2025 in the matter of the violation of the fundamental human rights of Kwabena Edubuahem and Angela Ejeboatin and the Attorney General's reset version of the rule of law. We act as lawyers for Kwabena Edubuahem and Angela Ejeboatin. Mid-morning today, the 24th day of March 2025, the learned Attorney General of the realm, Honorable Dr. Dominic Akrotinga Ayene, in a reset version of the rule of law and romancing the press, pronounced our clients guilty of state looting in a court of public opinion and cheapening the press conference by saying our clients are still being investigated by Economic and Organized Crime Office, YOCO. The learned Attorney General has been a distinguished lecturer of law, and we cannot fathom why he will use the power of the press rather than his advocacy at the bar to feed the general public with his prejudicial and skewed information, which he unprofessionally called evidence to poison the general public and by extension the entire world against our client. The power to investigate any Ghanaian for alleged criminal offense has no party colors. It is painstaking exercise to ensure that the rights of citizens are not abused and their personalities rubbished by those who wield the powers of state to conduct sacred exercise. All professional investigations and not party investigations are devoid of razzmatazz and propaganda. The suspect, who is the subject matter of the investigation, should not be disgraced before the assemblage of the so-called facts, which will point him out as an accused person. A suspect is not an accused person until the facts clinically put together through investigations graduate into a docket after the suspect is formally charged. When a suspect is being investigated, he is entitled to bail for the simple reason that the investigating body cannot treat him as an individual already pronounced guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. The criminal jurisprudence the world over frowns upon inquiry bill being used as an emotive weapon of punishment against persons who may be potentially innocent after adduction of evidence, not in the new Patriotic Party headquarters, but before a court of competent jurisdiction. Okay. The next day, Friday, the 21st day of March, his wife walked to the premises of Yoko to find out how her husband was doing, and she was immediately arrested. Rehearsed criminals do not voluntarily go to the place of the arrest. They run away and become fugitives from justice. Again, when the undertaking is prosecution, it is easy to confuse decent and well-cultured Ghanaians from common criminals. As at today, Agnes has been incarcerated by Yoko on the account of what the Attorney General is using to contaminate our clients in the press and unprofessionally expose them to public opprobrium. It is difficult to come to terms with the fact that the Attorney General is comfortable with the press, where there is no proof beyond reasonable doubt. The Attorney General has become the media prosecutor of our clients, a judge in his own court, while simultaneously asserting that he is still investigating the case. This is counterintuitive. We do not believe a change of government through constitutional means should degenerate into a reset version of rule of law, in which the press is fed with a pathetic, one-sided and untested position of the leader of the bar. This unmitigated prejudice, which with defamatory consequences, will be prosecuted in the appropriate forum. We are shocked that at the press conference, the Attorney General was even entertaining himself with issues of plea bargaining when the statements of the suspects are yet to be taken. It was even laughable that the age of Angela was lost on the Attorney General, given the fact that Yoko has seized her British passport, which obviously had her bio data. It is unfortunate that the wealth of citizens of Ghana with constitutional rights is being advertised to the whole world until Yoko finds a correlation between the process of the alleged crime and the property's acquisition. Kwabena became the Deputy Director of National Signals Bureau in 2016 during the NDC time in government. The NPP in power did not jettison his competence and vast experience in the field. Kwabena had been doing business well before he was appointed by the NPP government to the high office of Director of National Signals Bureau. It is very unprofessional to assert that the properties purportedly owned by our clients were acquired after 2018, when there is no verification that they belong to our client using criminal proceeds from their work. With respect, this disjointed logic exposes the bad faith and a desperate attempt to give political color to the Attorney General's own self-confession that investigations are still ongoing. The Attorney General's appetite to eat uncooked food is amazing. Brofo. Achimota funa bedu. Na brofo ben ni edishia won. Tachia brofo. Today, Ghana is at the crime scene, and the constitution has been turned upside down, and everybody can be guilty before the evidence. Democracy is sitting upside down. I was very much surprised this morning when our client was denied the right to counsel by Yoko with a reset constitution that I could not have the confidentiality of talking to my client and giving them the appropriate legal advice prior to the investigation unless an official of Yoko listened to the lawyer-client solemn engagement. This reset rule of law defies my modest 31 years of legal practice. In today's Ghana, the Attorney General is acutely aware he has violated the rights of our client relating to the not more than 48-hour incarceration constitutional prescription, and tell the whole world that he can play with the ball with the bail issue by releasing our clients and rearresting them. We are seeing through the dastardly addenda that led us in the court of public opinion besmear Kwabena and Angela with filth and guilt, so that in the event of a court of law, equity and good conscience will find the case of the Attorney General as propaganda and not evidence. We can feed frenzy with this to the citizenry that yes, indeed, the MPP judiciary that is setting the innocent free. We will pursue justice for our clients. We are undaunted. Our sense of law has been violated today, and to paraphrase the words of one American president, democracy is too strong for our learned Attorney General. Yours faithfully, Samuel Atachia, Zo Achia, and Co. Kodi, Brofono, Makane ten. La Atachia, I will say Biago. Na say me boni na tofa. Na me de achre ye tiefo ne ahwefo a. And someone la Atachia, yo gina mu ma Kwabena edubu ahe. Wo kan nyina ne se enra omude wo yaw yesa Attorney General Dr. Dominic Akrotinga Ayene of friend centralfo na ono issue no reset version of the law o se mra no ho ba Attorney General the reset version of the law aba se obi ho asem ba utimi ka so difo wo bra unyamfa ne nkogina court kora in the court of public opinion. Yebu no for awie dada na enwo se ono aka wie no eno sa be ka bi se afi na economic and organized crime of Yukofo omo ye hwemu na attach na kire se Attorney General chi asem ne se de osu aka sa ma ohwenebo wa chi asem no a kire se asa brantie no every 2018 ya MPP ababre so obeda National Signals Bureau ano ene onye nneja pade nyina nemo yo obi a obobra waya adwuma be ye brum fie duo no ansa de beto sa National Signals Bureau no ano nneja pade bebre na atade na atwra ba no Oman koye nhwemu bia ehunu se ejapade no obeye pani no onyaye ananso se na owo se ejapade no edada eno so nti ode tudwa se ene atene general ne nhwemu ya woye ya onye nwieye na wode opani asafa sa amra kwan no so no wogidie se eniema achia na de sa ha adwen kura ne se Ghana memre mu no se chewa Posifo do tumbe do horeduana nwotwe na enu a wosi eja wo na saa mra no so wa anya fanya adwuma wotete nipa no fa ahodie so omuchi nipa no ano omuja anom sa ache no na chese akoba sa 48 hours ya muso iti on ye wo ka kire attorney general se una Ghana mra nyina woda no ne mu se de wo a wode wo mra why the reset version of the law ye adwuma no de woji se ache ye kwa me no so Nene lawyer Dominic Ochre Brenya in komo na the attorney general be kan ne the lawyer attachan so kan on fi nko su kakra lawyer so ten kan ye wa channel pe wo Kessben FM so e kuma se
me Josephine
ba jo mpom ye de
Yankopon ya che mo so e
dame adom ye ho ye pa ida se enra attorney general Dominic Ayene ne sentrofo hia e ma update e fa hwemu bi omo ye na no chem se wura kwabra edubo ha ya no the National Signals Bureau ano mo achene ye man bill if you say sikasebia fanesantem no ma publish japade bebreye a wanya say o machirim kwan of aso nya ni nyina lawyer touch and so bechirim say we dey the court of public opinion e ho na attorney general odi asemi the attorney general kan ye oyemfonso na emrem nso no die na okafa ho
yo mini amidase mincha watie fonso attorney general on your press conference in itself no enye mfomso say o maximum fo ne hu adwuma o moye na mbom ubu nipa no fo ansa na kogina court de entisa na nyasa na mranete because now cry no or suspect unyanya accused person the mrapon so no there's a presumption of innocence until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction na eno de e course na say owura kwabena du wahene na yire Angela Ajebu atin no ase ebu omofo na oscan social media areho te see ekogina court na say court no on say criminal justice system no proof of guilt beyond reasonable doubt na say omo anifa de na yaye om yegu omu fi kwa na your system no so no he who alleges must prove. And you also prove innocence. The attorney general also could prove guilt of the suspected crimes in her so committing.
It's a bad in that attorney general also.
Exactly. General no sank information can say, oh, yeah, say near and that's a court na esiho. But I say, Lipano, I say, your brand for this way we are or your conform any or my say, no, I say, or too much. Na they also even say, and this are party no eshebo they have to prove to their people and supporters say hey bibi and it calls for that a debate say or say a separate Ministry of Justice from Attorney General because Attorney General no a career Attorney General professional one or in adwuma on your politician such things no will not happen when I'm say kasa bi na boma or MP a politician you know, do baby obi play to please the party for any almost supporters. Okay, say maybe a free call here. First time Attorney General no for Bonechi as one prosecute. Oma abana na etwa mukono because it was campaign promise. The my pressure ban so my second term no amana maybe e bi na AC no. They say an pressure Attorney General so. But as a professional, consummate professional, a law lecturer, or say or Tony Boas no man brano again adwuma na play to gallery of the people no and as a pressure no and cover basi who's why every no you do one here one quite mistake
na say who say we unim name politics the woman tina all kind of sasa man for bones said the akosoni.
Yes, say almost a ball with Ora.
Yeah.
Ora Fryaba. How much about 2,000 plus cases.
Yeah.
Mr. Domlevo said do highest just gossip mere gossips near the A. But now I say Ora for you man that day and they're costing into the pressure on so. So no say a baby. Because when you're ready to say court and I say, yeah, fine, which my briefing kakra, but you don't go to details and prove that I say declare the people guilty of the suspected crimes. To the extent that you do plea bargaining crowd there. Honorable Godfrey Damene, the pastor didn't come over when we don't know all can plea bargain now all can. So
and also like touch a bit nice at the end of crowd charging so also I started plea bargaining.
The one case that was it and also it's an option that they can explore.
So can say plea balance any panel say so as agiatum say oh at the end yen kind of boko but
say on my background saying the panel age the age near the in true like crimes now more intended to charge them as a maximum of 25 years until they can wait no be nice I retire but they can just explore plea bargaining. Yes, we must start it. Say it's an option available to do what they say. Be a charge or movie. They can do that, and if they agree, no my.
Yeah, like attach ya sa kabibi we article 14.3 na che say uchi nipa kra no court and uchi nipa kotumwa after 48 hours also no court. What che say you rain in the area chi wo no was ye jam on ya sa chi mu bio sa violation them say eta koso pa wa Ghana dia de na yebetimi ayafa ho say after 48 hours ke do court no ne bia wa de mabro ana so yes ye jao ya sa chi bio je say ye jao we sa chi wo ntino ye nya continuous 48 hours and also the enti na koso sa
I think say I told you na also be kind of case be wa friend no Martin Pebu number 3 versus Attorney General number 3.
Yeah, Maakye.
48 hours is 48 hours. And no asma Attorney General kind will trust me a very bad. Now police are going to use this. First, police watch on Friday, Sunday, court in the hotel them. They were using police inquiry bail as a form of punishment.
Yeah.
And court, Supreme Court, I interpret to say 48 is 48 hours. It doesn't matter if you can't take the person to court and jihad panel, money bail. Now actually panel koyoko was a majano. Okona massage into 48 hours and satisfy Masaya another 48 hours. You are punishing the person before you put the person before court. It is wrong. No, the police who are going to launch on it and going to use it against Supreme Court ruling by they're punishing go for. What did you court 7 days, whatever. And no, which any pan fan with you. Now, the court and answer a giant class when you're bunny be away and they. The panel, why bunny cry, my court improves why bunny, court and corner between me, I guess why bunny. And yet, Attorney General and your police, a court. The Cameroon comes the rule of law now is a partisan. That's how it is. And this officer, so when you any investigation, we are now. Which in the Panaco court. No can't court say, every man, no. And then in a lawful custody. Because of a temper with investigations, of a temper with evidence. And it's an awkward around. But Attorney General, Minister of Justice, we see, no Minister of Persecution, Minister of Justice. And justice must be fair.
Yeah. So the okay, and run some more kind of say, do why cry the old money bill. Now, Branty be a man to be a crow, Johnny Acosses Senegal, to say, Omo quire more cofaso acofanaba. Can that be possible? Because I don't come Martin Pebu Martin Pebu, the Supreme Court, I'm Supreme Court, are pronounced say every offense is bailable. Can we say man bill?
Yeah, we court to say, your friend is saying, Section 50 of the Criminal Procedure Act. There were grounds are your demand bill, and I bill no so a discretionary power court in the war.
Okay.
Court in the friendly maybe. People know what or a flight risk. And mention your bail conditions. Bail no court may be an answer when France is here. I thought you said, do by here, they make sure now do by an passport or magic evidence.
Yeah.
Find a passport on 1 year. It took an hour, has a which you craft from to go your passport.
Yeah.
And I said unapproved routes. However, bail condition is a be a surety. That's why you have sureties. men of substance, men are who ensure say the person will come back to stand trial, but will not run away. And two things I say, panel and then saying to only panel and any remand prisoners. You didn't go for 2 years, you know, must be no them. Is that what we want?
No.
Must we punish people before they are proven guilty?
David. The idea why a lawyer say yes, a constitutional review. Is that an area would you say a T and me when ye pa? Because a idea a banner say we are who say breaches will be brave. As well as a car and a truck na a coda about for bar, no, so yet the same thing. What should be done? When the constitution can have some just enforcement, just any person this okay. When the constitutional review some per se. But constitution makes it clear. Say the panel 48 hours, within 48 hours, you put the person before court to grant the person bail, not more than. Supreme Court and teach them say 48 hours is 48 hours. Not to say there's no court available. Say holiday means the man say that will be this Friday. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, holiday. Our them sir.
Then the panel them sir. Because there's no court available for you. So what's satisfied 48 hours? No, because say holiday and answer court is not certain. You the arresting institution, grant the person bail. And the man will be your money bail. I say report every week and answer every 3 days. Meaning to ensure say you are available to stand trial. And then that sureties for her. So only why they restrict the bond. Say sureties no pay the panel. Oh, and be conditions for her. And not baby saying okay. No politicians. Excuse me. Sometimes because we need pass through city. Your mom must self recognize bail. Say who Jennifer be a better. You are well known. You look at your mom will show it. See, any fancy as some brand.
Lawyer, they say a bassa sauna nipe or client. Is that an action you can take against the Attorney General now penifua on SRD?
Yeah, if you arrest somebody, now say, what will be need more than 48 hours now finding court. Nipa lawyer be court. I bet you court. I might say bring back the body. The person I can let you know. I actually court back as a funny bra, the money bill. And I said begin as a court in starting council. You near some more yoku. And I said police events headquarters.
And then lawyer bit me to Sana Mono. Second Biaso no Monko Fanamra. Na asem no ye hwe na court mum kra ma ne bail na afa ye nto so whether na some be china to ma abro 48 hours no right
ni say ye bedi emra so
okay
court sometimes for na ya che o na institutions in the politics here is na ye mpese ye be ma ye bedi emra so court ma be come to me cry frustrated we be 2 weeks now that them those are some of the things but nipa no say the gravity of the suspected crime no court no ma be no conditions we the man be free say the panic and crime at least it can be compensated for. And I say it will not be prudent to run away. And I would done it so I say you've absconded before and I say jump bail before until no your baby and you court no man reminder. I say punishment so one why.
Okay.
Attorney General say be onim.
Lawyer, LCP ne obra onyame ano pay so. Right. Lawyer Dominic Ochre Brinya and then you could enkomo ede efa asem nra auditor Attorney General ede etudwa and reply so lawyer Atachia ye ogina moma kwabara edubuan na yere wo mo enso ede abano se mmara no na yede eye adwuma hunu say se Ghana mmara no ye pempam no ntempa na base yede eye adwuma na akoye bibi foforo na Atachia eka bibi e wo krata no mu wose de Attorney General eye nyina oya magana fo nyina te se kwabra adubu ahe no sebe oye kronfo ewia Ghana sika di asem no court na se court jahano a no ma be kasa ai judges here wo Ghana de se kan Godi yeko yesemo ado bokata na kamera
Wofa
na yakoba inyabre na yedi ho enso
yebesua mra
ai baby a me kan ye na me pese ehwendi ye kire se enra immediately the extent of an answer japade owo no babeto abonte no we am say wow and social media obia but after that this morning reading his background kire se Why adwuma be yen fie duo no kra nsa na obenya position yi. Now say IT department no sika ho pa.
Papa.
Because say snit software kra no a komo no mo koto some time ago.
To develop pia. Sika ye bro. Over.
And they turn software back when they be $20 million. Senator for and I think $60-something million. Software and yeah say Ghana ni o ye juma when you feel say we be compensation that say or compensation between our software no it was in millions of dollars. It should be OBS age maybe our Japan because I saw them hey obeti mi akoda we anona within 2018 be kan we nya Japan say dey na say but yes why you juma be 20 years ago eti e wo se wutime lenke bra nya Japan no e de be ka adwuma oye na watimi aka say bia say they say
and until na me wo issue with Attorney General. I have an issue with him. Akoye showboating. Sir, Miss Anna.
It be also case.
Menkasa only case. But case, there's appropriate quarters to present the case. Once they say about public domain, in a way, on your judge, or a friend saying, a buying lawyer penny, but in a way, we're one for in the eyes of the public.
That's not politicians here.
But it should it be that way?
Yes, we
should it be that way?
The Ekoba, brother, party by Yenina, ye kind. Yeah, nya dance here, say we are CD A or B. The fact that Sika won't fear, no.
How do you conclude that way?
Oman Sika and where we are.
No,
that is how we do. Ghana had
shouldn't be that way. And he say yes, sir.
There be a dear me person ka special prosecutor the year Juma pa ye. That unexplained wealth. Yeah, no one can't so be too so or no one that interview to me the man no says. So lifestyle. Wakoto car be a plush. Now what's see there be
na who me kwa no so dan kwa. Na ma kontrol cyber kai bia. Bia na me da djubi mi ano. Na wo hwe market ya to be frag ya kabom mfie duo no kura minti. Now within 2 years metimi ato cyber track bia. And there you have every cause. Yeah. To investigate. You have to investigate. Because you don't know where.
Yes. And only idea was Ghana. Yes, I see any juma.
Yes. Yes, sir. We take things for granted. And there may be one ma you fan try because Ghana nyahwe doso. So when you be our yaman so twini pa na se bia wo wakutia na so kwambone bi so na wentia ne ye no nim say the warrior na na kwamwa kwa do be faso no obi a ompeda. And these are some of the things that the Attorney General, especially Oma Obedi Abain, friends, a lawyer penino, na Omo Sebi, do baby and I say, and some no more can as munim the Omoye. A bit too, your friend is saying, Godfrey de Boadame. In cases be a buyer or Colusuye, Japamo de Numu and Yinabe a car once. Some of these things, a life. A friend is saying, I dare to be threatened to be life. It may more be life a shatter at one time. So when you should
and American say both sides of the political divide. That's how they do.
But should it
Japan the atofos in the ye can ya so makoto
ambulances
makoto pano car. Yes, so makoto pano car the abre say ambulance. Yes. Ye di case na kodu court of court of peace woman nifo. It did ye cover atofos in Japan who no. I just say it was not true. Yes. Once court says is wouldn't case, you know. Just say nipa no more you free. It is ya can't be tarry at force no ho nyina no. You're wrong.
You're wrong. Say mumbo dimbone ama bom dimbone.
It's a high time say you move on. So they not lawyer Dominic Benya kan. Omunimra. Yes. But because of politics, you know, yan kire say at force in your kronfo. Yan kire say aswesi e kronfo. So
it shouldn't be that.
Yeah, the atana ho. You di asem ye kra a shaman for adwum se ojai. No, could the ambulance or the koto pano. So
it shouldn't be that.
And until na manage IGP dampare kwanya na e suspector. Ye kata o manim.
Yes.
I was very happy say nipa no were a suspect. So enti untimi fa na nim metu abonten se onie ona adi ewu onie ona akobokro no ti so hwem ye na establish say ampa ona ye ade na eno kra na fe na ode ne dey court ama court no sampa kwa edu ade abono no e no kra so aye na onye other than that wutumrika na be ka say waye bibi wo bra bi a ente saa ogore ni mo ase benefo se de ento aduro no ensan no ho so obi toa wo se wo a time apesa wo san ho no enye obia na be die di enye obia na be te say de ka to so no enye no kre so we should tread cautiously.
Be very careful. Obi yaman for be sumo man no. Yes.
You should tread cautiously. And this goes to both political parties. Say mo ba power we are. Na mo demonize abandada no. MPP ba power. Wo mo chichi nipa bebre demonize wo mo. And this year but the same thing na mo so mo ye. At the end of the day na nipa wo no court ni eja no a. De wa kan fa no hu nyina no. That
is very
so I wonder how he could get those properties within that short period. Only to learn say over the years I've been working.
So some of this
it's say Japadia now the publishing my say Japadia no Japadia and business entities be and demand that.
What would you say?
At first I video
so maybe the Attorney General had a right to inform the public, but my friend said he went overboard. He went overboard. Some of these things he shouldn't have gone. We saw Rebecca Kasadian because some of Ghana Mrana she say a court of competent jurisdiction, and a bit to me akaso be ISC. But if you made mention say you were people who are say you be used to plea bargaining, meaning that already no. What shouldn't be the case?
Okay, yes, about the work at
anyway, my uncle, yes, I say, and free daily guide. Now, daily guide and nay Oshe Akurutinga Ayiri Ewaha Sanso and Kwabena, your friend is saying Edu Buahin and so Emphonim and so Ewaha. Nina Efan Semia Yekin and Sem AG corruption expose ex-NSB boss wife detained over 39.46 million Ghana cedis theft in quotes. Okay, I know and Sem and so Hanum say not just a day or no face up to 25 years in prison. NSA ghost names 8 grilled by NIB and also at the paper and so in and radio a year Akurutinga Diana. $2 million SkyTrain scandal. Former GIIF gave CEO hiding in Senegal. Attorney General.
Yeah, and about
kind. Also, no Montano, South Africa, and Wofa Senegal. Wakachom said 3 months time over back. Whatever will happen in there, right?
You have a daily graphic and so daily graphic was here 39.46 million diversion. Dubuahin wife arrested. Deal was on state cyber defense software. And also Dominic Ayini attending General Funi about daily graphic essay 39.46 million. And I'm paying for diverted for a buy food to go for 2 1 year. Special courts to fight galamsey in the offing. With the asempa. By chere say ye bete court wa obodwuma mba ya say galamsey. Tuba bia oboase a ye galamsey court. Kon kawe a galamsey court. Uba kumase a galamsey court. On the galamsey nsem ko an ombe dey. Ombedie. Very good. Free sanitary pad interventions. Government pledges to source from local producers. Go work out our daily graphic. Some man through the finance car say buy one or move school more sebi or move busme. You do what don't be CC or ya na a bia diamond colanunco school no. I buy a check sanitary pad ya my one. Na enyadi aye ko krefra mo ne eba ye be penyu ku o gan ha on be yes ade no na ama sikana tra ha yes ah e be sisa contract dia koma China for
in order pa
party time Ghana crash Madagascar 3-0
Ghana country Ghana
it's free forever munya shame you no pa music team na
you party time anyway
kakra na masa na do no ye ha
Ghana
she bi enu pe na no ye
this is actually 8 goals in 2 matches
tina yo
still unyabo trans
okay you're going anyway
right yeah for the Ghanaian Times and twaso e hanum 20,599 TB cases in 2024 we a Ghana Health Service records are the ababe to Johnson 90% cured in historic feat. I say by and 90% there womu etimi SI. We Ghana Health Service say a fee and I say 20,599 TB cases and yenyane 2024. Nemu 90% there womu etimi SI no womu etimi a year. Fame President Mahama tasked Ghana Armed Forces Council to prioritize discipline, integrity in military. Say Enra and Oswe a council in and Wakahu and Sam. Minority accuses AG of overstepping legal mandate and also our paper and so and a former NSB Director General to appear before court for allegedly diverting 40 million Ghana cedis and also at the Ayakratano in Libya.
For the Ghanaian Chronicle, Kuwakata Antoaso, and also Dominic Ayene, Attorney General, Ne Ura, Kwabere Dubois, Funi, Ewaha, was a cyber defense systems case. Dubois is a high flight risk, as AG Ayene directs Yoko to release and re-arrest him. And not Dominic. Why not take him to court? Not court. Yes, Amabua asks 6.2 billion Ghana city worth of excavators imported for what?
You might dear Kuma.
Amako Fubu say MPP abandana breso no. Excavators are buying Korean kratem na ya kraba Ghana. A cities or pepimi no ne or pepima he no 6.2 no busa say sa excavators do sa sika de kraba Ghana the excavators be ye den. Prosecution of opponents outside courtroom is very distasteful. Minority afenyo marking funi wa ha and no musia central was nipa no di na sem kro brown fa no court them. Said a near cat in the general day, and who was a winner a chronicle in a womb.
The new crusading guide, and I did twas na new crusading guide, as usual, you were the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Akotinga Ayene, and Funi Edawasi. AG fights NPP appointees over alleged corruption cases. Na just say, Oko, the crusading guide, new crusading guide, ma, and no, and Edaho. Afe, young quay, na fe, young share, a sohonum. Kumasi MPs push for development at median Kumasi dialogue. Enra, as I do a basso prempe assembly hall, and I almost say a year, Puntujumano, or more a becon. 2025 budget up, 2025 update. UP Institute questions 4.3 billion Ghana cedis allocation to gold board, and also our Hanum SA. Sanso and Oko a yes Honoma. Okay, I know a and Sama, I know a PM, and so our Prata Krata no and him. Afi Oko Ase Honoma. Minority tackles AG over abuse of power, and also a Pepano and name.
Mamemfa Daily Searchlight in Daily Searchlight security couple wife in custody for stealing 39 million AG. Said the year can do Wahedianwa. Afe Ubase was raised on homes of former government appointees by national security contrary to rule of law. Minority said the minority yes and trophy shemua or more cano and also asem chrono ha. Dr. Justice Ramsay lied. Japa does not have a court permit for his raid. AFAC claims. Daily Searchlight actually say Justice Ramsay say omaji the necessary warrant and omade call Governor of Bank of Ghana any Kenofurata fee no AFAC fortunately say enye no kre Japan need warrant be out the quiet sad no Binduri any creature who share upper East region abai asa the curfew ato omusu bio nti hono asumbi ni nya my idea kukuru ni nya idea keke no so enya idea ebejai eje fancy last one
mampe became last one na yemfa eno nsi e ho no mamfa Daily Post no emfa enwie na Daily Post and actually say President Mahama promotes a new defense and service chiefs.
They were you major. Say no more 1-star officers. To a promo ya. Go 2-star. That's a usaya the back count rock major general.
Damning a friend saying analysis of the sea and Nanyasum Kuma. Say major phone omwa you much say yes over ye CDS no dia and it's only over classmate. Wunkwa. Inti omwa na wo ni muni nyina so mo retirement by force. Almost see AF 2-star for 3-star for 4-star for ni also mo retirement. Some microphone nyina mbekwa hin. Asemo ni pakro de busan. Today enya ne yaka ho asem te no eda aye paper no enso anim newly constituted Ghana Armed Forces Council sworn in and also eda aye paper no animenra and ebasafei Osha Skytrain scandal CEO of GIF hiding in Senegal ayene and so some of the betu afei $7 million cyber defense contract fraud under MPP government revealed. Okay, and also eda kratano
ba fe yenko hwe videos no okay mampani na Akufo-Addo ne aid camp no a eda mampani kind of last state of the nation address or yeah no yeah Major General Ona enra ni ja na kwan wona na the chief of army staff say said na okano omu nyina so me dey omu free to make way for the new ones who are coming. Enra oda mampeni na Akufo-Addo ase eno oda mampeni jo maama so ase say amana to aso obefem sabre yenkoti nsemo a ono so ode atudwa
attempted. I never attempted to be a star. I only starred in the roles that I had to perform, for I knew that ultimately in the end we will all be remembered by how well we ran our own leg of the race and how we helped those who took up the baton after us. I'm therefore eternally grateful to former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for the opportunity he gave me to serve as Chief of the Army Staff. I am equally thankful to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for his show of magnanimity and understanding for allowing me to continue to serve up to this point. May the good Lord continue to bless their every effort.
Chief of Army Staff. You can say Chief of Army Staff. I was a soldier for no. You more ahodo miensa. You more enewiem. And you from Air Force no. And you more te eposo nsuo. Omo na Navy. And you more almost the assassin. And omo fatu na omo de akon. Omo na army no. The Chief of Army Staff soldier penia. Now that's our soldier for ano. Wono and Major General Bismarck Kwesi Ona. Ono ena ho ha na mampani be bi obeku bia no ceremonial guard ya ujira na chi last state of the nation address no ujira ho ehun ze okọ form no so on the wa ma so be pest start abobonu mu stars ya obe pay ni say obeye adwuma na o de som Ghana men na ene ne braso a okoto adama mampani da na ado ase da mampani John Dramani Mahama enso ase afei mayenkotie former Chief Justice Wofa Kofi Mame say the near brepa so kaya wono ena 2013 o time na konwa ekosi finance minister say they are buying pensioners AD no they are buying pensioners AD no enko family kwan so bia yedwuma ko pension or the sika koto bond or the aba sia time no be so abase miniska timintu ntua maw just all twa fi bebre na wanya ska antedro no wu a na be da man focus just Wofa Kofi e say ma waduane di ye na wasase a wo wie no se hwe baby edro no nye BPN di system wo kana dwen na say mampani na Akufo mampani John Mahama what the sama me just Wofa Kofi abeka council of state ho the council of state was say nya former Chief Justice wo na mampani was say me kono me kama dwen Enra Institute of Economic Affairs also ka empenifo on ho enna omubo dwa no beton se Ghana ade ba ko akumye pa ne se ejapade a won natural resources petrol ni etuo sika kokko gold ni etuo diamond ni etuo bauxite ye makwan ma brofo no ba na omo ne abeye apam bia ye betu ade no ejapade no fakase no na akodi om ho na ye de ya pochre ketuo be de ahye yensem anti Minerals and Mining Act at 703 no Ghana yenti subcommittee bi obeye hwimu nia no kwan a se etu ejapade bi wo Ghana ye dia no ebenya mu chefa eso na se ba bi eda no pa de emu oya niema on be fa de kro ne kakra on de potwe yensem no former Chief Justice Wofa Kofi se Ghana ho asem nka yeti asem a okafa ho.
We need to set up a small committee. I'm not really somebody who's particularly fond of committees. I'm not going to tell the allegory of what committees can lead to. But we, for the time being, a committee of not more than 5 experienced Ghanaian experts by all standards, by all accounts, not by individualized evaluation, but people, Ghanaians of expertise, which is acknowledged across the board by all that matter, to review and recommend the necessary amendments to all natural resource laws in the country so as to optimize the benefits of our resources. And these should be new type contracts. You know, in crafting contracts, and I will use the word craft advisedly, your imagination is what sets you the limit, especially when you are the owner of the resource. The sky is the limit. Let's not be so timid and so
former Chief Justice Kane Omemu Timuafo Penimpa Justice Wofa Kofi ena ote se okasa se emrana ye fa natural resources, say petrol, say gas, say gold, say diamond, say bauxite no. Ye marana ya na emwa Ghana. Ibe wie no na bruni na oba betu no. Ono afa japade na kase no a no de kakra bia potwe yensem. Na me kase maame osori gnan ebra Ghana ba ye domestic debt exchange program. Se pensioners awdo ska baba bosia. Na ba se me ho akye mentimi ntua no. What na konwa ekusi Ministry of Finance 2023 esbeka 2013 that couldn't have happened in 2013 got to 2013 na kene for atanya have no finance visa grant yes that time no so 2023 ya na semisi ya o sorry ko gina o se he MPP abai ma breso na me Chief Justice na so de money pensioners di ne de menti ase nkoi ma gabi o che da akokra be tro se so fa kufu pa obi aye Chief Justice na de a oye no so ma be se Wasa enken wechi we say agreed or not the okay but so kind Ghana Natural Resources Minerals and Mining Act no now we Natural Resources law no wo japade ba wo ni sika ni ho akande a odi betuo enti obi ba wo ma no mu a de wo ya ne se wo kire na se bi a enyinahini ye wo bauxite ho na wono na kope ne mfidie ne geologist no makotra ho etimi take on be 2 3 4 years no mo hwe se ejapade na wo se wo ho no ebi wo ho ampa ne dodo ye sen or there is one thing say be a gold wa ha and na gold no wo ho no ne dodo ye sen se ne dodo no nya se de etu ebenya sika kese a ono de sika be shimu a obeboka eto ma ye hwemu a fie mienu fie miensan fie na ansa no se oh asase a ne kese bi a 10,000 na 1,000 hectares no ye tu a gold a ebenya wo so nie ye ka ya bo ho nie ye be fa dwumayefo sei na aba eti wo ajapade ne ye wo de ano this year ma 10% ansana etimi ate ye ka Die kana wonte ase de a ene ni ahoro yensa ne yeko problem a Ghana wo pa yesika ene expertise sika ne animdefo a ombaye sa adwuma na maye in fact petra yetum se sia wo Ghana no Ghana ye de wo mu ye 10% ni ajejeje tax royalty ni ade bi aka ne ko be 13% de aka nyina abrofo ne fa de kro we beka so ba sia ampa mu sisien ba sika omre ko trap no so ko ye adwuma no Ghana ye nya se sika no mfa nye ye ni se sika no ye wo kra no a e risky the entire yenye ne say abayin kotwa $10 million say momfa ko hwe petrol opum wotime hwe sa omuhu bi na sika na hye iti abayi bia mpese oba risk ni sika kakra wo no so what ko hwe nti broni no ba ni a kire so ukonyina hina bauxite ho ukwa awaso a bauxite ho kokko hwe ti broni ni ko hwe wi a na obeka say misika a me masa nu nie enti momma memfa dodo sei na monso momfa sei ansa na metimi atemeka. That is our problem. So our country is a Qatar, any United Arab Emirates, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia more. O man no more wuska. E no mo ahwe se petrol na bi wa ha. E ti se broni no ba. Ye fa o se ye betua oka. Munkotu ade no mayen. Mutu wi a na etua moka. Na petrol se mutu 20,000 barrels a 1 million barrels a o man ya je ya ade na etua moka na moko. Edina Ghana ye will be crying nim do wasa asenase eni ni hu nim de enso aye ko hwe hunu se ye tu aye benya se ti broni no oska e no di sika be hwe ade na hunu do ho ne di be mfie miensa mfie nan a obeka kire se me hwe no menya se bi ye gold no be bi a 10,000 ounce ene wasa asenase ti ye tu ni nyina wi ade benya me so me ka ma bonie eti gisa me fa do sei ena monso afa sei ena etimi ateka no. That has been our problem. Kodi
Wofa, I think say you can say be
okay
you need will not to do it because I don't know me to go say ohwe afi sika Ghana lose to corruption quite $3 billion and Ghana lose to corruption. Today, yenhwe se ye tuatua na mo nyina ye tuatua ne ma nyina ye na se sika na sinki koni nyina ye boa no afia. Wofa can't we do this? Ye betimi aye. E na ade no ye business. Se ye pay for no kanom de mo se so okay bia. Se no man ye pese ye ko. Nti bia enna kakra da ye nemi. Ahoche kakra ba mom ye de hwe ade yeah, in the long run it will yield up near money belusu for the first be a few years no na ba be shim na se betena se abobrase ya wafa yen koye nimo o ka Saudi Arabia there Saudi Arabia corruption no o ya emra wo hono ma se be bia o se do fa de be fa nti obi kura mponko eno akoye. But our laws no wo but we don't implement our laws no enim wo mo a chiomo eja wo mo enenim wo mo a echi wo be kafa wo eba sa pepepe yentimi nko ti maame na asem na wo ka no if you are taking it serious some aka wa hanum so many times say Ghana your man sa pasa temu ho pa se yanko bu yaten a o won se musa ya pa ko man a wache ye niam bebre o ka Saudi Arabia na free e yakwawe so no mutio de o pay oil just oil ni obi wa Ghana will good. You will timber, you will bauxite, you will manganese, you will cocoa, you will niema hudu bebre. But enam say yen shepa enfant to hunti. Always, all the time. We go wanting. Not yet here ABC, we don't progress, we don't go forward because leaders no don't have the will. They say one, because of their political lineage. Maybe more because some of them say, it will go against the electorate. They are not going to vote for us. But I believe in one thing. So no matter what Ghanaians, and I say no matter what it is, Ghanaians will see Adiana Oyeno, Eden Fasupebi, Ebe Bromo. So it's high time. Send a beya, Adiana Ediano, those who been abe exploiting why you win you know, ye won't kadie. Sika ye share no memohano, see it to me boabuano, a bit me son, okay.
The way a crime of a so be say so many pound the sika ban over here there. To be in Casse or here we into uncle. There's a yan near pay sika. Oh, say countries need be to me or my being say. Yet, in yes, can you be too. Dear will be me too far for dear and was as in golden boss and cow. dachi bia ye pesika nye sika ye be den ye be ya de so we Gaddafi Libya de o ye ne se da bi mo ahwehwe ade no mo hu oil wa ha enfie be yedu edunum muntu na monfa time no so amonko free okọ ni nyina no ye de ye ba beto so ba ye mpanifo o Ghana ha ne de omu kakra bi a obi epe kakra de atafre onya onko na ebedi 20 years no owu a
that is the issue.
It is a kakra bi a ho ne no.
Yes.
Yekotu oni enya onya ne chefa.
That is the issue.
Na obi nso nya ne chefa.
We think about ourselves more than the nation.
Can you imagine say oil like to no Ghana ha no. Ye nton no Ghana ha o. Ye koton na brochi, ye ko refine no Norway. Or refine crude oil no so a onya buy products bebre. A typical example bitumen de de quota de ka kwan it is nka ye de yetu no say ye mara say wo beto kra no a be nane ne ha enyi petro DJ ne crazy ne mfiri mu a ka buy product no be ka dia am ye dia ye kwan
but the tam ni nyina akọ crude no
ye nyina akọ na contractors be ye ka kwan a o makra quota no firi ba bia ba no bia ba ba ye
ade ni free ha
so
ni atam de ko ni akoja no ho ni asa tam sika koto ne de aba
edi ne nyina ne say yes Kristo anase Peter o kan say mi say odum na Nyankopon wa frem bada no nyamu no ono no mamu huna mane kakra ansa wasiesie mo pe
ya da so huna mane
edi na bi o mesam tere say wo minerals no na wontumi ntu ne na wo be huna mane kakra ba wo bobo osika no ne duru level afa de wo a wo betimi ya wotu a manfo no benya so mfa so rather than to give it to a foreigner no to amount 10% no for 90%. But most of the time so come be oil wars no one a calibration no correct me say ade na mre twe oil ni France asena say no itimi say nti dey bi wo betu ni enim do kro mo twen ye and what one was a Ghana dey wo say eti ya rosempa ibekọ dwa so aba na yakoba abadwafo ha Senior Martin ameyaw watrase wa ha Sarah Elsona Ra Frank otu champos ba kai ho na yedi enkomo for nsem a egu aproso ene god yenko dwa so mra na mameni kai enkanfo ma abatan na say anti-Mary gripe mixture anti-Mary gripe mixture obatampa bia wa wo free dakro ka mfie mienu a ohia bi na eye mankwada no pa kwada bi wo ho abunsa na dwo no na ne yem ye ne ya ne yem samfro no bunse anadwo na obufa so saa obusu a wadwen so wo ma na anti-Mary gripe mixture no mo a ne yem nyina abedwo from seven from aboni bi akwada no oyiye bia no ne nyina tu twankwada no fifiri sen so a ya na emom kriyem ta ahwie bunse esen ne fifiri no de how be brebre wo mo de sini nyina no makora no to no anti-Mary gripe mixture mfie bebreni na batan a omoma anti-Mary gripe mixture firi akwada na nya dako koka mfie mienu no omudi ho adanse seye pa NS chemist ena dia badwaso pebito pharmacy shop bia ebewo na anti-Mary gripe mixture ema oba no wonsre demu no enyina FD4 ajatum
me afa ntodwa se Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly se enei womo ebia enei omohwe awaresem so no marriage registry no odwa ni chirema na chese Rotary Park eho ena womo office no ewo ne ne e kase womo bi omapono ebo na otwe ya na omo bi ye kopemse no num ebebo na fi omo atomapono na services ahodo bebre ena wo ho a enei womo adi eho adwuma enei yesi enka nkyere mo se ope customary marriage certificate na o de 102 Ghana cedis ashonsem o de ba onsa ebeka ordinance marriage certificate 242 Ghana cedis customary divorce certificate 350 Ghana cedis search for loss certificate o certificate ayahwe e de amount 52 Ghana cedis certified true copy certificate and also ya this stamp basis so actually we a certified true copy no and no 102 Ghana cedis. Authentication of marriage certificate 50 Ghana cedis. Sanction of filing of notice caveat both first and final notice church notice no and also 142 Ghana cedis. Afei o hwehwe certificates ayira na afei yasa production of certified true copies aka ho na just 152 Ghana cedis na wenye bi. Ye sign F ama assistance sene sedukesi amebo so yi wonsa ebetimi akabiem. Your customary marriage by proxy and customary divorce by proxy and also yebema wonsa akabi. Bachelor stroke Spencer certificates and also opebia oba yebema obi. Legalization stroke attestation of document and also odeba yebehwe ho ensem na yama obi anase yahwe ho sem adi amount na sem dika to dwudwa no omo ye dwuma fridwada ekosi efiada anopa no wotwe kopem se nonum ebebo anwumre so pemu nkyeremu a no afre number si 0592 565959 0592 565959 na ya jewo so
Afe mamenka from abatan awofo nyina se ewose onya Dettol antiseptic liquid wo fie buza o se Dettol antiseptic liquid de na ode ye itimde ye ne ma wo pi se wo bedware a unso odware no ena nsuo no bebre Ghana watafo timi tum na enya pipe nsuo mu nsuo biara a okubu wo fom ana ba bi de adware no hwe Dettol antiseptic liquid kakragum na James mo ayefo ye ne hu bi wo mu a ekom nyina na mfa skin disease bia so ambrɛwo during and after shaving said them catch o KOD say ubi shewu a pomodia say ubi dware ahuru anim yie to the Dettol and sensitive liquid dware na ahuru anim kama wie no no wase say bia shaving bombs no bobo wa bodge sase ne ade nyina sara so na akwala no say we pra bibi na atwa no a what the Dettol and sensitive liquid be hohoro so na atimi abo mekru na wontam ufie se wo mopo floor ho paper form ho a fa Dettol and sensitive liquid bi gum na nkwara ne di agro mo nsasisi form no afa James bia agokana no anko ya de abre no ohro nkukum woni ma wo sie uniform ne ade nyina no ne nyina no fa Dettol antiseptic liquid gum na enkum James ne nyina na kwara ne shatare no a afa ha obi amre na wura shop bi ebewo supermarket and as a provision shop bi ebewo Melcom Shoprite me bia na wusa Dettol antiseptic liquid abenya bi na ba no obusua ho ebai FD4 ajatum.
Kessben Travel and Tour say enei ewiase mu hefa na apese wutu kwan ekro ebi ameti wudo se sumu no ano ewo wodem mu ena wodwen se flight we na mfa bebo amena se we na mfa bebo amena se mekwa akofa ha na bebo amena se befa na bebo mesro sa dadwen no mema ne me ha wontete wo ne ma bebre odwen ho fa sa dadwen no beto Kessben Travel and Tour eso na afi yenwe eno amount wiase be bia akobia no se kwan abefa so abekọ afi eye airplane abefa bebo ni nyina no bra na afi yenka ho ensem emfa amount na ye kan issues be for ticketing ho anase reservation ho anase o travel consultancy ho hotel na pese o reserve anase flight schedules impo se na wutu kwan na ho akohia se osika ni nyina akoye bibia wo ho no muni ska o twa ticket kra e betima ma ticket on credit na akoba waba abetua ompe we na pede hen bra na ne Kessben Travel and Tour emeni enkomo obehu yen ewo Kumase Aseda House Edum and I'll be here. Fraying 0209 43 0209 43 4999 0209 43 4999 na yenyo so.
Afi Kessben University College and a free a school for na mo wie SHS afi be se moto so. Na mko Suapon University no ye kan for Kessben University College ma se Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTech omo na Suapon bi abodin krata se omo sefata so wotete esuafo na waje Kessben University College atum edi omo abata Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology ho and degree abodi krata bi a obenya no Africa NUSC na eba na obi a we SS no so person call Kessben University College so nya 3 credit passes in the core subjects English, Maths and Integrated Science no nya elective subjects me say account up to aggregate 36 grades no say free A copy D. Now, course for me a Bachelor of Business Administration, Accounting Option, Marketing, Human Resource Management, Banking and Finance. You know, BSc Information and Communication Studies, Computer Science and Entrepreneurship. Or much Bachelor of Arts in Media and Communication Studies, Masters and Training Abra. Programs in Bebre, more me BSc in Nursing, Midwifery, Logistics, Procurement and Supply Chain Management. You know, or me Kessben University College. Now, some admission forms to be at multi-credit savings saloons kakra bia no krabata bia ura ho a benya bia to afi Kessben University College City Campus de wo kuma sedum ebe asada house ne didi hwenim ya bi ho saran so na Kessben Media ha oba ha bi ho ha ko enkra Kessben Twitter wasabosem kwame kuma sekla benya bi o main campus no ye Kessben University College e wo Kontas Lake Road Kumasi City Campus no ene asada house abosem e didi hwenim mu ene wo mon kasa wo 0501 637383 0501 637383 so omo won say ya omo tumi ye no flexible curriculum de maw bi ase de wo adwuma wo ye no working students bi ko weekends and it said the open obia no eboa e ma wo so hunu kwaya befa so abeko school ko Kessben University College anya bodi a wi ase ba bia eji otum
wonim say o living room no ehia a touch of class, elegance, beauty, warmth. Nei
Rofo
so binya bugura honum kim. Yes, me
touch of class, elegance, beauty, warmth.
Not just say who do what to say yes, we will baby. So towards Wakuma to
your house and Ochoni say
na de bia betimi ama osanema we ye ne otena honoma say ya akonya bibia fa furniture ho say fa couches ho say fa sofa ho dia na ashfoam na betimi provide sanema no e de amount enti bora eye showroom bia corner bia opese ode furniture esie say your bedroom say eye living room say eye friends poolside say your garden say your porch ni nyina no ashfoam say enay ye wo modern design sofa any couches and yashada aya ebe fiti bebia say wardrobe say center table say a wooden bed say headboard say dresses so bedside drawers so chairs so ni nyina no he will be honum na ko ye showrooms ewo oman mu nyina na afi wafu ani kohwa de na wo sasam na meka no enya tro na mede ni nyina no ya shada styling na bebia se the red room tebia no ye benya style ebe fiti e de amount ni nyina no ya crafty with the finest wood and as MDF ashfoam sofas no ewo high quality durability and afi ne bono esan at the form na eba with different upholstery colors ahodo any quality leathers yeah betimi at the amount borum ewo Kumasi mall ye showroom bi wo Santase Tafo Ahonjo SG mall main office no na se melody showroom ewo Kase and say any ashfoam depot bia ebe obia no ko na kokoje wo de frame was 0556 579214 0556 579214 nafi eni eni komanda se en kankyere mo se amanfo bi ade omudin enenam omo nam internet so ena omo omo ye adwuma ema ashfoam omo se da bi enye no kore ashfoam no so pese ohu de twemu a wafo ani kɔ na kɔhwɛ de ɛwɔ nam de na mana to dwa no 0556 579214 ye beje so
Mamia messages na kakra na fe abadwafo bem na yabedi enkomo afonsemo a egu aproso ene anopai ewo Kessben match dwede so Abbas Amogubo or the free offense so the Attorney General must confiscate the passport of all the suspects, place a travel ban on them and place them under house arrest until the case has been prosecuted and final judgment passed. Ghanaians do want to hear that all the suspects have left the country. Attorney General cannot place them under house arrest. Get that straight. Masaudu from Bantama, I totally support the prosecution of corrupt government officials, whether from the previous government or the current government. But why did Attorney General drop several charges against certain individuals from this government facing prosecution for various alleged corruption cases? Now chasing the previous government appointees is a recipe for mediocrity. And Mr. Attorney General should know that NDC is not going to rule Ghana forever. Time will definitely tell. Resetting Ghana agenda indeed. Regards to Chairman Odino Kofi Appiah Kuka. Okay, good morning, Wofa Kofi and Co. But I told you people that President Mahama and his cabinet are dead on arrival because apart from the unnecessary display, they got nothing to change this country but to loot from the rich in the system. Odine Tumdehinit and Abuaje from Asante Achimhidiem and Ode Free Ebaye. Musa Abatwa from Aswase. We must commend the Attorney General Dominic Ayene. So far, so good. At least he updated the public regarding seeking accountability from past and present government officials. He urged him to go further to ensure accountability and prosecute those who are misappropriated public funds, and also name the said MP to whom money was given to kill the story in the fourth essay about National Service Goods name scandal. Congratulations to Blasters. Research agenda is on course. This should take time when explaining the details of the letter. The interpretation or the content sometimes is different from the explanation. You have all read the letter, we understand it from Sir Kabis. Please, Sir Kabis, beka de wo mu ayan ka kire yen. Na ehunu se bia wo nimra no mo oho. Na wabeka de wo mu ne de enimo no so ama ehunu nyina. It's a 3-page letter. Na because me fa nyina na ma kire ni nyina mu a. O chekire brofo abatwi ma ya na ewa. Ti bia de ka mu no so bia letter ne kan sei. Mo anka ne kan sei na mo anka ne saa. Na ehunu akwa fa so a bitwa adwuma. I'm really disappointed in all journalists and GJ for not appealing to Parliament and the presidency for the arrest of the person who shot Kofi Appiah. Are you people waiting for it there before writing condolences? So is the AG telling us if Ni Ama, who have a lot of properties around the age of 40 and later get appointment in government, can someone say he has looted Ghana? Anna? I am King Dave from Afija so far. So in Ghana, if a politician makes more properties, it means he's stealing. It's a high time things shouldn't happen that way. But I don't blame anyone. Some of these politicians are making huge profit from politics and governance. Teacher Constitution from Wiamuase. Is Ghana's Attorney General serious at all? You need to engage the media if you think former government appointees are misappropriated state funds. Why don't you take them to court? The NDC should be serious because governance is a serious business. Greetings from Honorable Mavis Gansa Buedu and Chairman Odino Kweku Appiah. Eric Kweku Buedi, patriotic voice bichim. Propaganda that brought JDM and his NDC into power will expose them when things were getting tough. It is clear that President Mahama and his NDC have nothing new for this country. Nothing is working under this government. Doomsday is back. Price of goods and services keep increasing each day. And also, dear, and no greetings to incoming Chairman John Boadu. Please, Ambonsu from Maputo Jofa. The same thing happened to Siladapa. If Atta didn't take care, Ghana will lose more than $200 billion next 4 years. How can Atta tell us that if someone has a lot of property, should be highly arrested? Look at what is going on. What do you mean? That's all the same. OPK patriotic voices go so. I agree with the minority MPP that we should blame a doom fire on Doomso because Doomso has spoiled many Ghanaians electrical gadgets and collapsed business and jobs day in and day out. Good morning, I'm the only trotro driver with swag. Listen to you live from Ejoso. Please tell the AG that we don't want mouth talk, but use every legal means to prosecute the looters. Okay. My members here, now member fee, you made in come. Senior Martin Amiyaw, or a communication team member, Edema, NPP. Say the party opposition. Na oko political hibernation kakra. I mean wait it. Anyway, you buy have no baba strame. Yes. That's the truth. Raven yakwa. Afisha pa so.
Afide akwa ababa.
Asa wa mama afisha pa. Anti esa me mo afisha pa.
Afia akwa betie.
That's right. Now what to say?
Jamia dum bibia boko na also.
Yeah, jamia dum Jamia sepa. Na oko Dubai na se Canada na Las Palmas na
Ghana Dubai.
Ghana
Dubai na Accra.
Okay.
Ghana for anka.
Nyametin cry.
Ghana for
also can be all.
No motu aba. No motu aba. No this in the amati me go trankran. No ma san to aba no me back to Kumasi.
Okay.
Enti baba. Ni omo eba betwabu na mabe no. Na me bebo ani asum party. Na yasum asantemani asum Ghana man. Inti of a mabe de na menoa. Emra na minya nkwe na menoa. Inti mabe su de menoa.
Yo.
Inti ya
So
ba
makwa aba tie.
So mo na mo Kumase budget.
Inti mokwa na amore fi Kumase. Na never ten na mama be fi.
Inti aba.
So far come so me nsani. What will you say?
Ofa me da say.
Abai sisai.
Abai exercise. Enema bebre sisi. Ofa me anga sa me office am wo.
Youth Employment Agency. What happened to you?
Offer all management members of Youth Employment Agency. Nobody is at the head office now. Management members are
directors, no?
Yes, directors, no. Obia has been reshuffled. Obia, everybody to resetting agenda there. And go for no more resetting or more resetting.
But we are big
some of
money.
These ones. Ma radio ni TV emeka. Nurses for the any teacher for the ne DC one nep ne 1212B. And I Bible and Timber. But a lot is going on in the public institutions. I think say very bad. So a lot is going on. Victimizations ne nema boni baby sisi emra in course of the research, you know. A lot of things are happening. Until you feel say NDC for omunyan to boase kakra na enye wei na Ghana for edeto aba mom Ghana for say o masitinem eni omu yeye nti no to aba mom nti omu focus na omu hwe na omu toto ne mana Ghana for ehun to omu na gidi omu wo omu nti omu don bae no omu tumi enye na emom de omu say youth employment research na koso ba opanyi a waba no so ye adwuma Malik ye adwuma nti maba na ba so say the way I was starting no so better koso so ade aminim say maburu na omo wo pepa so omo youth employment agency ebedi nkita ho no ombenya bebia ye se na ye no Kofi Japan ene ye bo na chidom no ye nyema bibiri
you say mo adwuma abomo
of course say resetting agenda na there resetting agenda no. We are friend robbing Peter to people. Because so we share baby to say youth employment. Your core mandate ne say yem fam mabunu adwuma ne yem pa adwuma ma imamu. Nti se yakasi ye pamon kofo a ankenye baby to say ho. Osanka anytime bia no mo amu wo mu no mu wo ho ne create space any other avenues near the foforo ye den. Esanso eba na emabunu na eba ye wi a near quantify a share numbers no near say from this period to this period no say near betu na say near then the sound so a day account be koba say ye be frim the kwan boni bi so near the bia be shame ne sa na na ama enema bebre atochi ma me no ka say ya wo mabunu a o ma ye adwuma o youth employment agency obe ye adwuma 8 years obe ye adwuma 7 years 6 years 5 years o me ye contract staff nyamiadum omo enya financial clearance from Ministry of Finance and Public Service ajoma tuma omo nyina ye mechanization kra no the omenya appointment somewhere around November, and so because of chief of staff letter by internet obi a waye adwuma as contract staff for 6 years 7 years 5 years 4 years 3 years 2 years obi ba 3 months pa o se nipa no nginintum. Ofa sansem we no odwene ho a I mean ontiase na we chief of staff letter by no krana letter no say omo ayefa omadwumam from December 7 edeba no ba we no me nkofo a ya fa omadwumam 8 years ago 7 years ago 6 years ago and an appointment letter kra ye de ama no kra no November enti na say chief of staff letter no kra no or you be a onka home onye new person e de na ba also resetting agenda need to know bepe kwan bia so do waka on aka tell say you supposed to be part of that people nti enje wuntu nti ye besre ye urajon da man mama sa niema we na ema ye mu bi we become so passionate na ya nhwe ya na we are being pushed say yankasa nti asofufuo bi no mu of our own meter because papa a painting who saw your sro abofo asofufuo wo Ghana dodo na akase ani mu nkitoma gina tum ba wo hwe ne ne ye ne na ban ne mpanyifo a wa appoint omo ene ye bi omo da na dia ense obi a asofo no hu ne saa no ente saa wa mo dem eche no nti going forward ne ye besre omo hwe no omo tutu niema yi no omo ma niema nyi na die nti a Ghana foto aba mo no omo nye na ofa ade ba ko so yesan ha adwene ze mi omo hwe omo priorities ni ye aban we ya aban a wabada a obaye n Ghana for esu from 2012 to 2016 a dum so aha Ghana for san okay kantamanto eje eto kantamanto no president eko ka say omunye investigation omo fa report emra ofa ebesi ne say report na bo say report no but we don't know ya hu the see or report no ama another fire outbreak aba adum hanoma the same president asamba say yansan so nya investigation sanka kantamanto report ne ba ne share recommendations no and ye dey recommendation no ye apply recommendations no ewo markets e wo Ghana ha nyina menye so sanka adum de ni siye won dem eche no enne o hwe de nkofo binum keka dodo na oni dwadifo na ngase di nkoma dodo na se ye dum so aban we ya aban a dum so amawaji dimbo ni tinka wo bae no nka ade anka wo betu so sakese eye dum so ni atena ama dum so se na nkofo bi speculate no ama a whole big market like a dum atumi ahia of anache se aban we ni dada ni ma na eden na oguso wa eno so ya ade e ha ne na of a member members of parliament a mo kumase block no member mabaso asenso boache ya ko Vicente Asefua Miami boss Dr. Gideon Boako say waya nkonam e wa ahafo ndi si na Asante Kokos na je no nti ono so ye kan Asante Kokos no nti omunyina ne store say chairman Sam Bonsu lawyer John Dalkon Foli Chrome ni safo nyina kan omu bo ma omu call parliament nema esino and
nessa me respect to park amanka because enra Kessben media society nema nyina ko ho almost a month free.
Oh,
I'm so man free.
This is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
It no man your mother or money.
Of a very unfortunate. Why? Because sentiment had
the crowd the education and sana say or you buy tickets with media.
Very unfortunate.
The oman your mother or money. Your team and no pay. I was a young can be but in himself I record give it to me I can but the organizer and say man freakers be
very unfortunate
the for my
offer because the intermaker sam asante memu haya ni free aha na wo yen yesatiti radio ni TV anyene o pese o bo radio and TV stations e wa asante memu ane Ghana ha na wo bo be 5 untumi enkasa o mo Kessben media and I am surprised say anopay oni midi sankomo nti we de of adwato na oni KOD ne mpanyifo producers adwato no me ankasa mafa
wafa
me ka wa ha na me sa so da
me ka kire wo mo MPs ne okumase no nipa amode adwuma no share ne nsa ne se enu akumase dialogue na mo be ye no omo amfre Kessben media
nipa no na wa nye na adwuma
inti se inti de mo ye no
ofa we de pese adwato no ya maso
omo formal de
mafa
me da se Mameko Uncle Franco.
Ese adwato no so wa dia to bo.
Ai ya ha me YouTube. Me YouTube. Ya be ju Uncle Frank. Akwaba. Na ho ye.
Obo ade adaro man na no mu won tie ta ye tie ase na me da ase ni akonya wo dia ma me fa akonya we so na Maakye Mira His Excellency the President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama of Tosubio Mamenchia Rubik Edu our party chairman Western North Osanya Council of State member Akrabia will be an permit or constant council. Means me my come requirement the chairman or what your friend say chairman Munina chairman Rua Nana Akosi Augustus NDC party chairman or Asantamante Mosi for recruitment DC members in Amateur Ofa no pay atrance in the na Ghana home sabin come one year be said a bay or man over fun into my perfra. Now you are Jordan Money Mahoma, about was he from a former was seen so seen Compasso. Many I can send baby, but I think, sir, near mono, say, make me a be a judge, a friend say, yes, India, won't be found so bonko or my penny say, or constitute committee say omo investigate and as omo nye Kantamanto market no na recommendations omo de bae no senka ntemu a ke ne apply a ke bia nka hade na sabia ntumi ansi. That is quite an unfortunate statement to make because ukasa na meti awada roma bisropi ukasa nyina meti amhwe bitio nti say ya ka BBC and ho recommendations ni ya de ba ni ya de adwuma ma say de be ya future unforeseen events nso betumi ahot ya nka obi so body BBC abo na nka omampani da adoda nka akufo ado ene nke de bebo no ofa ye tena akromu ha say ye to about 2020 elections nima bebre sisi nipa kra hwere wo monkwa ade na kosi ye omampani anka ho hwe isi ne oto aso no anka ho hwe ba na ne minko memra na die budia de ato yan na wo se di hu nkomo ne very unfortunate say ready for work kuma say dum ahwere wo musika botene bi ma ahwere wo japade kase pa very very unfortunate you know we sympathize with them but I think say ye koye nim no ye city planners no and was bibia no and city engineers no and nima bi o ho asabi subo we na wo say de bo wo moin ultimately because so wo hwe how a market ho no esia ye nipa bope so na inframanfa baabia na say ubako na naked wires we are a connection we are koso we are the we are koso we na ni party ho entine na de na ne ye hwehwe de ne ye hwehwe ne say bibi kitua bi ka ne jatia sabi bibi say ne ebeden ebehu again so wo hwa de na ekoso wo ho na space bia ni ho fire fighters iba ana as fire service for iba ombetumi anya space edi nsuwa de akodum sabi ijada na ekoso do entine ma bi wo ho say ya yen ya asetene mu no sabi mi amfa so bo ne mo amampani o woso yen ya asetene mu no enu nti na sabi amampani ne ba odi dwumadi hyehyehye nkrofo bi nsa wo waso ye nie udwumadi a wo se wodi nie se wa ni yie na sabi oyo ne bi ba I think say nipa na o hwe sa so ye ho no ona o ye so bo ne den e bo no nti ye ko ye nim no mumia ntutu ye ne ma ye Kumasi no is becoming overcrowded and city planners ne no amampani a ba se siasa yen hwe na say ye betimi aside markets ni bi word the satellite markets ni bi no ye betimi develop ni
yes bebre
ebi won fa wa roma
bebre
go from there see yanwie
you go from there asaf market wo wura mu da
asaf market
so for hostel nyina atutum man for the warehouse ejunase market bi so ado to adumanu a very fine market yes you be antip wo Kumasi obi adni dwa wadum ne kejetia eji usi market obabi obi anko ba akwa kranso etisa Accra circle wo ho Kantamanto wo ho Kansi wo ho Kanesh be bia wo fitting marketer enisa wo bia ba Kumasi do bia ba CBD enti wo yes store wo ko binjida
ofa de me kakra de atawo de na chini say ye site sa Southern market na e was nke yi stations ni bi na ni nyina na concentrate
o ma try ni nyina
na nke ade
political will ti enya adwuma
to na nke nipa
they okay those are many transport unions na ye adwuma chew they tried all means because say binchi e ka say komu yi western region cars nyina ba ho anye yi omko wuro mu na ya ma obi ate western region station wo adehemai obi ate bi wo race course
I think in the law enforcement agencies
it's political will some politicians more will na krebe ye some munisa will na krenye right senior yanko yanim and right minority one is control for I say raid no nkoye e kire na attend general so be ka adubu ahede ma attach also krata was asem no kra yen ni oso abona senior mu wie dada o kan say
I mean fa wo fidie so na mentia Kessben FM eti4 na ahwefo nyina na sena na call already text message no obia so chia ode no Kofi Appiah. I think it will be unfair on my part to say baba betina wo fidie kesu so na mancha
abusia penny
say last week Sunday etwamu na ne ofa nimpon pa da fom ye nyina ye koy ye kuja no ema no eye fefefe nti bebia chairman ode no Kofi Appiah kuka ewo bia no ya chia no na ye sire urade se na nisu ade hu na ewo na nim no ye boy ye de ho mpae no because say a person party no so ediye na party ni etumi ba mi 2028 no ye boy ye de ho mpae no na ono so offer ye de ye bobi man offer minority the mighty minority
nye micro minority
we a mighty minority.
okay
Na offer omo babontin ene nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ebedi nkom ɛfa nneɛma ACC so ana ɛkokɔ so ɛwɔ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abayim offer nneɛma bebree ɛkɔ so a ɛnyɛ offer ɛnyɛ oyɛ nsɛmtwerɛni minim sɛm no bebree hɔ a offer aya wotibi the kind of lawlessness asɛ emra eni ɔman mu obi etumi sɔre ohun ne sɛ mempɛwasɛm utifia no wabora na wa ransack ufie owi a na wafa ne ho adi na okɔ saa nneɛma we nyina na President John Dramani Mahama Ghana fo anya didie wɔ mu na ɔmoto abama wɔ no na also pretende on saa nneɛma we na amankɔfo etumi ɛyɛ saa nneɛma we I think say ɛnyɛ fair no fa ade baako a ehu a Ghana wɔ se yɛhwɛ ne yie ɛwɔ the kind of appointment President Mahama into the security service, most especially the national security. We should be to say, Richard Appiah, almost a director for intelligence and the offer. You see, then President Mahama, who to me appointed such a person. Obia, who by President Mahama administration part 2. Part 1 here, Emmanuel caretaker president. And part 2 here, no longer say we and they say part 3 in our bayo offer. President John Dramani Mahama Presidency Part 2, Richard Appiah no ye soja ni. Soja for na kasa ye no investigation at the krata ba bonten say ni credibility efa ni suban bi odan edi wo soja adwuma ni sika sem ne enema bebre enkoye.
Sir.
Oh, of course.
So me clear no.
Of course. Offer, omo clear no mo san friend back into the military. Never. Yan friend back into the military. We are happy with President Mahama Abayim. President Mahama Abayim na sana ma we happy. Say Nipano he lack credibility to be in the military force. And omo ho no di ni sinche. Wan kasa wa ban and a yes investigation omo di ni sinche. And ne ade na koba ya enipa wa ban say oni credibility. Sabi ni niema bi a oye ni de o si ni niema no enkoye nto ontumi nye soja ni
ahwekura na for reporter of the buy no o man ka say Japan ni credibility ramboa
ofa adinti no mu yi no obetumi aboyen military service no on say credibility eye niema bibre eye usuban say efasika sem ho say efa the wa usi handle etuo the wa usi kasa credibility is enema bebre na discredit o mecho what I say nti enema bebre etu omo ankasa na de krata ne ba yo mu yi ni si nchen ni nyina na President Mahama Abayim enne ya ba 2025 ede be na President Mahama hu ya wasan kofa Richard Appiah aba na ofa enye me wanwa because emra the appointment ma papa o hwe ni niema bi a oye ni niema bi a order na di na it tells you a confirm the report na security for the buyer Richard Japan ankasa a grant interview akasa ono oye NDC ni it is a military for the report ne ba no mo san ba back from the foforo ba e ka kire o say BBC ye if it's a o hwe ni suban order na di samrin ofa na o hwe report na ba first na clearly a catcher will say reporting about first and there is something wrong with this man. Papa no bibi hano. Oko keno forate fie the entire make us a bibi han is there. Oko yera keno forate fia omuko ye read no. Opuma tuo ne oye niema basabase ni nyina camera no e capture no. Nto hu se ne niema boni okoye okeno forate fie camera na expose no. Ene emra oko Dr. Addison fie no. Esi den na oko eye nsachara o camera ni ma na say oko say camera na nsa na oko yes anema oye no enti wo fi say court ama utumi seko ana wa ma warrant seko na kwasachi obi fie na say de wo ye no eya ofa obekọ no akosay camera ano pay makra fie makra me yere ne memma mabusuafo me party for say me ba Kessben media na me ne mo abedi enkomo mama me permission ama me tumi se me tumi ba ha ne mo bedi nkomo enam se ade a me be ye na ye papa niti no ofa me ba ye camera so a mo camera na bie no a me tache ba se me ba na adwene boni ewo mitinim se ofa maba ne me ba be di boni a aka me ba ne kamede me sa ebe keka camera no se na be ya boni a me di no camera no ehumi nti anya ye nwanwa se papa no one na yere ba bonten se omo sika bi 10,000 Ghana cedis bi a eda omo mpa so omo ye omo read ni wi sika na yera ma me no so asora no pa odware akokrom ope asmade ase pe bibi de atoto ne sama no efa obie na yima eno so ni nyina yafa. It is some of these hungry NDC food soldiers are ya form into the national security ya form crowd for menya so se tu omoka ntomu ko nyina no omnim se ye kwa governor fi ye benye skenti yenko ne yenko wieska. Look at this lawless act na ene President Mahama wa ya asofofo nyina di wachi ya so ye soro abofo woto wo na wo so pretend on this kind of act into oman mu I say emranim di obi ape na oye ofa na NDC no. Look at Attorney General. Fine gentleman uko ba ubia respecting no we students or ma pass through in some as a law lecturer enya asem ketwa na respect was ropa nkofo bibiri ya boni din no nkofo jubileto mu fi se papa yi de oba odi niama ebe tutu yi na sebi omo ye bone no ye be fa mra kwan so ne ya twe oma so enso ne papa yi ba yi Attorney General office na dane political office achese eniema oye nyina are no matters of the law. Obi oye senior lawyer obi a woni mu mra eniema oye nyina no enye matters of the law achese obu mra so de mra se nsem because o sechinchina onye bibi ma NDC foot soldiers no enhu se oye bibi nti ene or the office na dane media engagement no fa eya asefem the kind of niema ekoso yeru achase dubu ahide ya ofa midi room
e chase dubu ahe kwabra
dubu ahe say you chase dubu ahe
yeah ono the former minister of finance ono
yes ene yo
kwabra dubu ahe
ofa minim abranti emna ye ba mu first pa somewhere around is it 20 satam of ana makonkran ya me pem so na me pe baby ase somewhere around 2018 more baby ana me hu abranti me hu no true Gideon Boaku enti ono na kan abranti no nsem kire me so abranti no oba signal oba national service president for time and he has gone through the mill why adwuma for so many years while rise even NDC administration abranti no a deputy director enne muso ye MPP no but me tonight there is no political platform. Me, my several party, my polling station, my Tescom president, my dear regional chief, many painful people. There is no political platform. MPP Carlos, what me who a branch you are said that. Me who need that. Kopem say, na me pay Juma, ye introduce me say, Kwabeneni, or ye Juma or Signal. No political platform me who need that. Now so ye pe bibi bone akan fa MPP hunti no ya said kwatwen abranti because oya abranti or ye babunu or access nti empe kwan bi so na yengu nanim ase ne yemfa MPP entwitwere no ne yenka se MPP for sebe omo ya akronfo ofa ye pesi yehu akronfo omo o manima Attorney General ke betuma bo odin o e say opuni case eguso e wo court yedi court enka se opuni wadi bi man na wadi for oba no se wonye interested enti ade be na call so a wonye interested opuni so ye opanyi bi ayinim se allegedly no yenim so ye obi otumi tue ska kese man kofo influence omo pa yenim wo hwe ni cases ni bi na hwe contracts o mema ya ema ne ho ba sama ye de no court na o ye obi otue sika kese influence nkofo
Attorney General
offer but the case na wo court no contracts o mema na mfa kwan mu
say na
the
court
case is before all of us. It is in the media. Case na wo court na wo media mu contract o de ma sedu yempese bububodi wan de mechem. It is in the media. Ade e wo enti nyame na me bedi hu adanse ade a obi anim no nyame na me bedi hu adanse ofa enti no eba ne sen say case ne our court yenum se papa no tumi ma contract akese yenum se papa no tumi tue ska akese adi influence nkofo na se Attorney General waba na case allegedly no say criminality wom case a abo maneka na wo so unye interested in that case at least anke senior lawyer na attorney general no unim say papa no wabo maneka entinka boa yen na yen di asem na court emeka say papa no wadi bem. Now so want me anya ne sa wo se wunye interested enti die be na course a wo se wunye interested na abrante a ono wabo ne bra as a public servant enya public servant ko an or sounds a businessman or only a multi-million-dollar company I friend Growfet no opuni na nkasa e ma abrante ne contract in NDC administration Mahama part 2 abrante no wosika or ya abrante otumi ko ECOWAS Development Bank, African Development Bank akese ekobo busia e de execute the contracts. Offer esika for war man dodo se ne tumi ko African Development Bank ekobo busia. Even Bank of Ghana dodo se ne tumi ko Bank of Ghana ekobo busia. Okay. Na brantie etumi abone bra. Enam se ye pe bibi e de afifa ne aka nsembone afa MPP woniti no obi onye MPP ni kura etumi ekotwe ne betu na ye fra ne ntoma ne aka ne ho asem poto abra brante no onye bibi bone bia nti ye nhwe ne ma yi enye ne ma wi ene eto aba ma John Dramani Mahama ne mu Ghana fo asetenem no mu ye mu ntia. Okay, verase Uncle Frank aha
asam ne bi ho ya na nikan
sao
na ne bi ho ya na nikan because so hu bottom fa kura nche mu sa no ya na sabi unsam mu aye tintin papa ya ye ka no ho asem na no pe ewura kwabena friend say kwabena
adubuahin
so we trace asem no ba be free banner it trace back to 2017 and PP amanyoko no ba ba mu no na ma papa ko head that national
2018 mum no ye more from 2016 2018 and I'll go ahead since 2007. Okay. 2007.
It was the two me among say any diabolic intentions na wa I don't know what me incorporate another company similar to that of baby our head enunti
na actually no incorporate na na ho dada
after or more than that appointment. Okay. I think it was 2020 thereabout and or incorporate that company no on any semini no kafo or incorporate sa company no ena or yeah only one company in I think ISC or something in China or no more sorry in Israel contracting almost saying I think defense security systems and cyber defense systems be worth $7 million. Now, $7 million, no, enumu, and another only company now, why incorporate, or be account, or UMB, Universal Merchant Bank, into or transfer that a sum of the first transaction was to transfer a sum of 29 million Ghana cedis into that private company, account.
Allegedly.
That's it. Sorry, I mean that's your offer. Allegedly. And then that was February 2020. Then March 18th and March 30th of the same year, Osai transfer another 22 million Ghana cedis. Eko go in a private company in account. Ninginano, na join the motor and say, or the Kakutuya sa contract now, or the Israel company, also provided that cyber defense systems. Meanwhile, sir. Sika obodi $7 million, one pharma company. Sika wadema was $1.9 million. Meanwhile, no agreement was $7 million. And our transfer a whooping 49 million Ghana cedis into another private company account. And you know, and raise suspicions. Ama Attorney General, Edi Asemnechi, and Wako said there be those transactions need to take place. I want a private company bank account to Universal Merchant Bank. Ena sabi dream near den edie. Na ye tracy no feda. Ema eko hunu se or the sikadien sikano atoto adan ebi wa brochire mienu wa brochire mu allegedly estate a whole estate or a dan more than 22. Okay, kan dan ya sabi papa no wo nyina abomu a ya kokan ya kam akodu 39 buildings of which papa papa owura kwabena aduboahin minjindi so wodu more than 55 years na sesabi ye reti no anase ye sese sabi oba public service ni monukra na dwuma wa ye ni na ketua wa nyanya na kra na sabi antumi enu sa 49 million Ghana cedis na ye ka no eno na sabi atwetwe aso ama the Attorney General edi asem na che no wakohunu se da bi yenya hwehwemu mfa sa papa yi no transactions are eba obi a watumi akobie a whole private company account and be a public friends and officer we adwuma ne din ye similar de na sabi wo buta bi anasa wo diabolic intentions bi nti a wo di kobie sa asoye no ya no nti na ye di na che nya sabi obi wo chante no anasa wabɔ ne bra and so on and so forth de ye ni ahu na ye ka ho asem anasa aso ate ne ye ka ho asem nipa no ye di oman ya japade ahye ne nsa oman sika ahye ne nsa so omobra omobɔ man no ho bra ye hwehwemu adanadi allegedly say or the sika e wose nka wodi di oman no ho dwuma no akofa ono ne private company account a odi aye further transactions ani nyina no won in his name eninti no aban esabi ensaka no ye toto na no say de be ya asem no na wieye no mime metena ha emu no sabi for say ade oye no wanya ade eninti na Attorney General na ayeden asomu no nti nyina ne yemfo ye no hwɛ ne yemfo yaso ntie baabi asem ne be kwa koduru bia no ne yehunu sampa se no krasa ofumfa oman ne sika a odi akoye njapade odi bia bi companies odi bia sisi adan a ene sabi no ho kani a aban no Ghana wo mra ye mra no ene ni ya mase ye ba be chante obi a ene ya mama se ye betu obi aso sa na mum oman Ghana ne ye nyina ye dia tisi sika bedi wo ho se fa bo oman no ho bra na se sei na wo de be ye dia ene da bia ne ye bedi wachi na sabi ye betu so tua owura jakwase ma wo kan allegedly owura Addison sabi otufie wa mount surveillance and answer security cameras on fee all spy on Bank of Ghana activities that is the news I was see na say yaba ofie indeed ye ba yonse be hu say bibi say the traces of the suspicions no say ofie no there are mounted security cameras all spy on Bank of Ghana activities etoso bio ye be hu Bank of Ghana money boxes eden ewo ofie ho
box no mudi sika gumu no ebi wo ofie allegedly that is what we are hearing enunti enama national security no eden eba ofie ebe yes search no ampa ya be hu enam na me de binim MPP ni na tie ka se 10,000 Ghana cedis na nimpa so akoyira as we dey serious na me person me hunu ni say as a former Bank of Ghana governor sabi wakwa homegie mu ofie eye den there na show say mount surveillance and say security cameras wo fie na spy on the na ekọ and say ode no ho afọde for sikadie bi bo ho nti no opese wo hwe monitor the activities ekọ so Bank of Ghana ho say de be ya obetumi aiden influence be bia nhwehwemu ne yeden ekọ eno so ye sabi topic for another day yin na ne betena se ne den ye di ho nkomo nti anamo a Ewura Japa etu bia no nya anamo asabi eye far from the norm yet yanya or national security friend is saying personnel onya a friend is saying intel no say bibi say na ekoso entin muntu ho anamo na say you two ho anamo na say be hu de ekoso a eno no wontumi entina Kessben fidikasi so enka say onya credible say o say enka even a ban no cry appointing as a national security personnel or whatever eno there it's up to the president to know so they wo kan ya ofa wo di ho adanse say papa ne clear no nti ya clear no there your friend is say credible enough to be appointed as a national security personnel. Now only this na na momo ba ye border Roma. Momo ba ye national security for one friend before anko national security. You will have na no national security. No MPP. You will have na do no MPP ni no national security. And for that man since nipa na NDC ni na say you appointing as national security personnel. Me I don't see anything wrong with it because yeah befa nipa so nko edwuma ba bi no sabi ni expertise ni ehwe ni competence and ehwe ye nhwe ni political affiliation fine it is considered though but nipa ni ehwe na ho fama wo ma man no so betumi aso mo man no enu nti ni afa ne so nko di sa edwuma no ntinka ye say you read this allegedly or mountain surveillance or the fear or the money or the spy on Bank of Ghana activities and ya de papa obi a wo ahumjum de adan na wo say otu sa na mo no ma me fa nko so offer anama Ghana ye tu ye koye nim no sabi ba musa we bi kakra won say attach ya krata na che sade no we a lawyer we nhwemu we a the court ba so be gina public na what come obi as nipa no you buano for craving. That is where the problem is.
Of other room, so one for. I am my sissy akoso no.
So to ask us so. Maybe I would do you need to be 25 years old, but no about crack. About rent your brother, your bait me grand I play bargain. Of course, I what draw conclusion. As about can say if said charges are raised against Ninano, say follow through say indeed, why yes, or this identity, then it is possible. So bit not common in 25 years. Isn't not jumping the gun. No, you are not there yet. So a lawyer charging the penny we are. What charging the we no? That is where that process comes. Yeah, well, offenses and it's related. What say a friend is a punishment. I feel so jumping to talk about plea bargaining. Of a way the other room, yeah, well, offenses and its related punishment. Into one as a lawyer, nature say if indeed the if you you know. A dead fee. And I'm saying premature. If of a conditional statement. I'm saying premature. And premature that offer. Oh yes, and premature because Sasabi Ghana Hano Ubia Uko di Ubia. I think to come for another punishment or Homano. It is stated and I'm a boy. Yes, and to also cast a chronoa Papano allegedly Wabono. Say if you shouldn't need some money who said and pampa with this are bonedia. And yet punishment to be say and a bit more Homano. But what offer the argument I mean? No, I don't know. Yes, but at the end progress, Nipa no ye chenwa or ye suspect. You him we are now fe a charge no be accused. Yeah. Now fe call process na start. The time na me suspecting no. If I'm talking about plea bargaining there, anyway, for me, the meaning who say something from Sobia was some kind because so if indeed what to from Africa we at the acquire private business and as all the acquire Japadi or Sabona we who for demo. Now so a man is can who says Sabian Pampa Wafa. Evidence in Natchez or Fadia. Then it means that I was with an associated punishment. Okay. Or can't say 25 years. Yo, maybe that's it. That's it. I go senior matter the query of our wedding. Offer me too aging. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a politician. The all yearning and I who be on my mother. Into one share near my ye. Sir, on one castle no more sem no crown or ye media engagement. Or make key statement say investigation or more no crown a senior lawyer like that. Oh yeah, investigation crown we. Now what by media no just to prove a point. Because media ne there. Oh no, you don't have to prove and you don't have to give any evidence. Ube to make asasa no afa onwedi. What ba ubua papa no kun for chese what bua no kun for kro what judge na we say asem no kro court kro he has lost. And you know so the day we need just to score political points. Asem no court na say a branch any a case in the NDC for communicators. Minu apenyin omu no beba aba be cancel. Judges in the Chromie MPP for this is what they are trying to do. Okay. Because this case it has no merit. You know, a branch no obewini. And another advice me dey bury me catch a million men this for any Richard Japa. In suona o suane neno. Se Ghana for as a sound monsa na sabani korea. So who say one shot Ghana for bebu so ni bioguma ebe memo ama okun ebebu to mo hwe ni ye one shot na memo no na memo ma unua ene advice am dem bebu na obu no fa yete ase bro so of the mechanism so na hwe ngu ba bia the wire no na you will account for say the man no sika ema wo se fa de o man ho djuma fa mo man ho bra na wo fom fa de a emra no na obedi se de se na fata right we economy chair for room and this year man ko for nyina na asante dwaben for nyina okay right so that's back KOD yeah go Brenaso yeah right yeah go na the ayamra no ko the law will take its course na yehudi o that was my yisenka let's allow the law to take its course semra na ko but Ghana ha yemra kunini edia dance se she do be jina court na so be die for what chene kura se bi wo wiade no kura gise Okay.
Court.
And a bit
And the say and okre. Baby do court no. Yes, more a friend's admissibility testing now.
Admissibility test
of
any evidence.
Yeah. Maybe and when evidence.
That's into admit as evidence. They are all there. Authenticity and admissibility
test.
And then the evidence.
Baby, I didn't know who pass. Won't even do what dancing. Into
right.
Let the law take its course.
Let the law take its course. A hand this is senior Martin Appiah, former director, Youth Employment Agency. Also say, Amana Befi. And Ura Frank to a champ for a lecturer at Spreta University College. Kasama NDC, Senior Martin so Kasama MPP. What a camera Sudan kwa enka. Malamia ya ene adwachrewa ena ebobansi no ma. Mede de Kofi Appiah so say Joel Academy jafo no ede. Agudi mun some Medford action over a bot donko a some aka nyina holistic things bebo no na ede abremo yakramo.
We'll be right back. Gotta pay some bills. Ball